SLG, AA8CT. Just wondering if you're out there, Nick, and you can hear me on RF.
AA8CT, KD8SLG. A little bit of noise with you, some bacon fry, but heard every word you had to say. You're making it.
Perfect. I don't know if I can get the power turned up any higher than I've got it here. This is on my 578, and thought, well, instead of doing the link, I would try and do it the RF way. And that's it. I may just do the whole show that way. AA8CT, thank you. KD8SLG. I'll be listening on the side.
How are you hearing us? Are you getting any static? Are you getting a real clean receive signal there?
I got just a little bit of noise. I mean, hardly any at all. In terms of the audio, it's crystal clear. This is with an indoor antenna. And I've got, as soon as the weather breaks a little more, I've got a 333, and then I know that I'm not going to have any trouble getting there. But this is with an indoor antenna, sit on top of a bookshelf. So there you have it. But if you can hear me, I might just sign in and play along tonight with on RF for a change. AA8CT.
All right, good business, man. Well, you know, the antenna you have and are using is better than the one that you don't have and aren't using. So it's working for you. Cool, cool. I'm sure Eric's listening right now, and we got a couple of minutes before everything gets going. About 2.5 minutes. Good to hear you on RF, Craig. AA8CT, KD8SLG.
AA8CT, KE8VZA here. Craig, hi, and I took the liberty of adding you to the log, KE8VZA.
Thank you very much, Eric. I appreciate it. Yeah, and I will try and stick around, provided the eyelids don't get too heavy, for the big show and the trivia. So if you can hear me okay and my audio's coming through clean, we're going to stay on RF for a change instead of using DB switch. So there you have it. Back to the old-fashioned way. Thank you so much. This is AA8CT, and I will be listening on the side.
All right, very good there, Craig. Your signal sounds really good to me. So give yourself a pat on the back.
Don't get many, so I'm going to consider it done. Ah, there it is. Hey, it felt pretty good, too. Thanks so much, Eric.
KE8VZA here. I will be your net control station tonight for the BeaconNet pre-show starting in about 35 seconds. So I'm just wondering if we will hear our lovely announcer tonight. I really hope so. I have missed her lovely voice to kick off the net. So I would try to emulate her voice, but you don't want to be subject to that. So we'll just not do that. So we have about 10 seconds. I have a NetLogger window open, and you are free to follow along that way. It's not necessary, but you might like it.
The BeaconNet, a gathering of hams from around the world, will start on the system in 30 minutes. Come join us.
And just Nick, you are right. I slept through here on Wednesday night. There she is. My evening is complete. Almost. I still have to do the pre-show. So KE8 to VZA here, calling QST. Welcome to the BeaconNet pre-show on the W8WKY repeater with the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association. Repeater is located in Doylestown, Ohio, and the frequency is 147 Mark 390 with a positive offset and a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. You can also connect to us via Allstar. Our node number is 48496. You can also use EchoLink. Look for W8WKY-R in the list of repeater nodes there. Anyway, the BeaconNet pre-show is a controlled net. I ask that all traffic pass through net control. Yours truly. And urgent or emergency traffic can break in at any time. So with that, I will take a break here. For any urgent or emergency traffic, please call now. Very good. Hearing nothing, let's go up to the top of our list of net control of the net control team, affectionately known as the Mickey Mouse roll call. So first up is Nick at Nite, who will be our NCO for the main net at the top of the hour. KE8QKO, are you out there? How you doing? And are you ready to go in 30 minutes or so?
KE8QKO. Hello, Eric. Hello, everybody on the net. Yes, sir, I'll be here, and I'll be rip-roaring to go. And with that, I'll pass it back to you, KE8QKO.
All right, very good, Nick. You're sounding very good on this end. And we'll clear with KE8QKO for now. I forgot to mention that the BeaconNet meets here on this repeater every Sunday and Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern with check-in starting at 9:30 Eastern, which is what we're doing right now. So right now we're doing the Mickey Mouse roll call. So let's go down next to see if Dustin's out there, KD8EPC. How you doing, Dustin? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
W8WKY.
All right, maybe Dustin is taking the evening off, a well-deserved break for him. So we'll go ahead and mark him in and out for now. So Dustin, if you're listening to this and you want to check in later, do a recheck when the opportunity presents itself. So let's go on down next to KD8SLG. I know he's out there. How you doing, Just Nick? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
KE8VZA, this is KD8SLG. Good evening, Eric, and all the Beacon netizens. I picked a bad week to stop drinking cough syrup. Yeah, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here all night long. KD8SLG, back to net control.
All night long, all night, all night. I'd sing it, but, you know, I don't want to get banned. Anyway, good to hear you, Just Nick, and hope you had a good Easter weekend. We'll talk to you down the line here. We'll clear with KD8SLG for now. Let's go down and see if Josh is out there, W8HRF. How you doing, Josh? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
KE8VZA, W8HRF, good evening. Eric, good to hear you. Yes, I will be sticking around. I'm going to be on ragchew.app in a little bit here. I just got access to the Android beta, so that's pretty cool. And man, it looks slick. I'm excited. And it has EchoLink integration, so I got to remember what my EchoLink password is. So, but yeah, I'll be around. And you can go ahead and skip Lucy for now. She's a little indisposed, but she will be around as well. So back to you, Eric. Hope you had a good Easter. KE8VZA, W8HRF.
Thank you, Josh. Yes, we had a great Easter. Hope you guys did too. We'll clear with W8HRF, and we will acknowledge KE8YUK as sticking around as well. And thanks, Josh. And we will go down next to KI5DAY Alan. How you doing, Alan? Did you have a good Easter? And better question, did Larry have a good Easter? Did he get those chocolate-covered Funyuns? How you doing?
KI5DAY in the net. Hey, Eric. Man, yeah, I had a great Easter, actually. Very busy weekend, though. I took off from work Friday to help with the end of our production thing that we had. It was kind of a production play, not really a play as much as it was just portrayals of the Easter story from beginning to end, and it was pretty cool, but it was a lot of build-up and teardown. The teardown started about 9 o'clock Friday night, and we worked till 1 a.m., and then started again the next morning at 9 a.m. and worked till 1 in the afternoon. So a lot of people, though, was working, bunches and bunches of us, and we got it all knocked out, and the church got put back together in time for the 3 services today, so that was interesting, and that was a good time. I helped with the children's groups for about an hour, helping corral kids, because they have a lot of kids that go there. You get volunteers from all the different classrooms that help out with the little ones. You just kind of help keep them corralled. You got the main person that helps do that and all. But it's just, I don't know, it was just busy stuff, and then I went to the electronic service, so it was a good time, but I was very tired after everything ended today, so had a good day, though. Let this drop. Real quick at the end of this, if you'll give me a radio report, I'm using my my Baofeng, I don't even know what it is, FT60 again, so hopefully it sounds better than the other Baofengs, and it's not buzzing so much. We'll see, I guess. Larry's a little upset. He got chocolate-covered Pop Rocks, and one of them popped him in the eye, and he's not happy with it. So back to you, KI5DAY.
All right. Chocolate-covered Pop Rocks. What will they think of next? Poor Larry has to wear safety glasses when he eats those. Anyway, sounds like you guys had quite the production there. I'm sure it was appreciated by everybody who attended, and even though it was a lot of work, but sounds pretty cool. Anyway, good to hear you tonight. And radio report, signal report, yes, I think the HT you're using right now, I think you said it was an FT60. It's sounding pretty good, nice clean audio, and you seem to be louder than usual. Not super loud, but louder. So I think it's good. It'll work. Anyway, thanks, Alan. We'll clear with KI5DAY. And let me take a break for time, and I'll read off who I have thus far, and we'll take some more check-ins momentarily. KE8VZA returning. All right, this is the BeaconNet pre-show on the W8WKY repeater in Doylestown, Ohio. And I'm going to read off who I have thus far on the log. I have WB4AIZ Chuck down in Florida, who checked in and out earlier. And Chuck, if you're still listening, 7-3, thanks for stopping by. And then we have KF8G Brian, K5CFY Ray, KI5TAQ Taco Tim, KA8LYJ Bob, AA8CT Craig, who's with us via RF tonight, and KA8MNT, who checked in and out in the blue screen, 7-3 Tom. Excuse me, KE8QFT Fred, KR4JVK Jason, K3MBC Mark, let's see, KE8ZZR Harry. There you go. I have from the blue screen. I don't see anybody else who's checked in recently in the blue screen since Harry. So let's go ahead and take some more check-ins. I'm KE8VZA with the BeaconNet pre-show. Give me your call sign phonetically, alphabetically, with your name and location, and I'll get you on the log.
This is Kilo 6 Kilo Juliet Victor. Kilo 6 Kilo Juliet Victor. Kevin in Valley Springs, California.
Oh, I guess I don't got to check in. You got me. Thanks, KCFQV. K5UIF, Kilo India 5, Uniform India Foxtrot. This is Larry, Catoosa, Oklahoma.
Kilo 4 Oscar Golf, K4 OG, Mark and Copley, in and out, Eric.
All right, I'll pick it up there.
W8WKY, repeater, PL1 14.8.
There's that that KY guy again. Anyway, KE8VZA returning. Here we go. We have 4 more check-ins added to the log. KC8FQV, K6 KJV RevKev, KI5UIF Larry, and K4 OG. Checking in and out. Got you there, Mark. 7-3. Thanks for stopping by. Any other check-ins before we work the list to see who's sticking around and who's just going to get their ticket punched? Give me a call. All right, very good. Hearing nothing. If you were running down the hall to the radio and you slid on that skateboard you didn't see sitting there in the hallway, have no fear. We will get more check-ins later, but let's go ahead and work the list. KFHE Brian, how you doing? Hope you had a good Easter weekend. And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
Yep, I'll be here. KFHG.
All right, Brian, very good. Got you on the line around here with KFAG. Let's go down to talk to Ray, K5CFY down in Oklahoma. How you doing, Ray? And are you going to stick around for the main net tonight?
W8WKY.
KE8VZA, K5CFY. I'm hanging around there, Eric. Thanks for doing pre-net. Always good to talk to you. And we'll say 73 to you. I'll probably get to talk to you again, but we'll be hanging around. K5CFY.
All right. My pleasure there, Ray. Good to hear you. And Ray's going to hang. So there you have it. We'll clear with K5CFY for now. Let's go down to KI5TAQ, Taco Tim. How you doing, Tim? Hope you had a good Easter weekend. Are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
Hey, good evening there, Eric. Yes, I'm going to stick around. And the only other thing I can say is Happy Easter. This is KI5TAQ.
Very good, Tim. Happy Easter to you. Anyway, we'll clear with KI5TAQ, who's sticking around as well. Let's go down to Bob, KA8LYJ. How you doing, Bob? I saw something in the blue screen about black licorice. My grandma always used to have some of that on hand when we'd visit. I loved it. How you doing, Bob? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
K8VZA. This is KA8LYJ. Yeah, Eric, I'm in for the haul. I had a good long nap after church, and I'm good to go. And, yeah, the eldest daughter gave me a bag of black licorice jelly beans. And, yeah, I love the things. It was great growing up because nobody else liked them, so I just got to sit there in front of the community Easter wagon and pick out all the black ones, although I did save some for my dad because he's the only other one that liked them. This is KA8LYJ.
All right, Bob. Yeah, I love the black licorice. I like the other flavors of jelly beans and licorices as well, but the black is quite tasty in my opinion. And I have 5 siblings, and when we were growing up, I used to trade my their black jelly beans for my colored ones. You know, you get the idea. Anyway, I used to score big time on that. Anyway, good to hear you, Bob, and we got you sticking around. We'll clear with KA8LYJ, and let's go down and talk to Craig again. AA8CT, did you have a good Easter, Craig? And you said you were sticking around, and we're going to keep you on the log unless you object.
Yes, Eric, I am going to stick around. I'm going to give it a good try in any event. Sometimes the eyelids do win out, but we're going to try. And as far as getting in, I'm on the RF, seems to be holding up real good, so we are. So I guess we'll see you down the line. And I guess Nick's running it tonight, so I'll get to talk with him again. Thank you for doing the pre-net. We appreciate it. And to all, I hope that Easter was good to you, and look forward to a marvelous Monday. So with that, this is AA8CT, turning it back to KEA-VZA. Thank you, Eric.
You are very welcome, Craig. Gotcha on the log, sticking around. Coming in RF. You're bringing a little bit of static with you that time, but your audio is still very good, so we'll take it. Anyway, we're clear with AA8CT for now. Next on the log is KA8MNT, Tom, who checked in and out via the blue screen. I think I mentioned that before, but anyway, 7-3 Tom, if you're still listening. And next we have KE8QFT, Fred. How you doing, Fred? Hope you had a good Easter, and are you going to stick around for the main net tonight?
Well, howdy, everybody. Yeah, I'll be here. Yep, it was a good Easter. Every Easter's a good one. KE8QFT, back to the pre-net.
All right, Fred. Yeah, I agree. I like Easter. I can't tell you that I ever had a bad one, so there you have it. Good to hear you, Fred. We got you on the log sticking around. Let's go down next to Jason, KR4JVK. That's Juliet Victor Kilo. How you doing, Jason? And are you going to stick around for the main net tonight?
This is KR4JVK. Thank you, Eric, for taking me in tonight. Yeah, I'll stick around for the party. And I had a good Easter along with everybody else. Back to you.
ASIJB Manitoba, short time.
Very good, Jason. Glad you had a good Easter. And sounds like everybody pretty well did here so far. That's a good sign. So got you on the log sticking around. We'll clear with KR4JVK. Let's go down next. Oh, before I go further, just like to say I'm KE8VZA. My personal is Eric, Echo Romeo India Charlie. I'm the net control operator for the Beacon Net pre-show. We're about halfway through our check-ins thus far to see who's sticking around and who's not. And I did pick another station there in between, AF5JB Matt, who's short time. We'll get to you momentarily, Matt. And let's see, next on the list is K3MBC Mark. How you doing, Mark? And are you going to stick around for the main net tonight?
This is K3MBC. Evening, Eric. Evening, everyone. Yes, I am sticking around to the end. Back to you, K3MBC.
Very good, Mark. Welcome aboard. Got you on the log sticking around. We'll clear with K3MBC. Next up is Harry, KE8ZZR, recently a southeastern U.S. explorer. How you doing, Harry? Did you have a good Easter, and are you going to stick around for the pre-show tonight, or the main net tonight, sorry?
KE8VZA, this is KE8 ZZR. Good evening, Eric. Yes, I will be sticking around. Happy Easter.
Very good. Happy Easter to you, Harry. Got you on the log sticking around, and we'll clear with KE8ZZR. Next, we'll go down to Northern Mark, KC8FQV. It's an official net now. How you doing, Mark? Did you have a good Easter? And are you going to stick around for the main net?
Eric, yeah, I went too quick before it reset, so I let it do its thing again. Yeah, I'm going to stick around, Eric, and my Easter was really good. Good food and good calamity. Yeah, yesterday was great till Mother Nature turned the rain faucet on, or the rain faucet, or I don't know what it was. It was more than a rain faucet. It was like a pipe burst or something. I don't know. I guess maybe clouds maybe the clouds just burst, and instead of just sprinkling and raining a little bit, it just dumps it all at one time. Yeah, we were outside, nice day out, and the kids got their stuff. They got the horses in. We opened the presents and ate. We were leaving the house, and it started raining. And we got about 5 minutes down the road, and yeah, the cloud just, the whole cloud just dumped. So, yep, we'll send it back your way, Eric, KCFQV.
W8WKY.
All right, Mark, glad to hear you had a good Easter and good food. I had some good food, too. And, yeah, somebody, as we used to say in the Navy, somebody opened the big valve. Where's the big valve? Doesn't matter. Somebody opened it. So you got the deluge there. We didn't get any rain up here, at least not that I was aware of. The sun did come out, which was nice. Anyway, good to hear you tonight, Mark. Got you on the log sticking around. We'll clear with KC8FQV for now. Let's go over to California and RevKev, K6KJB. How you doing, Kevin? I hope you had a good Easter, and hopefully the Easter Bunny didn't try to make off with that clown car of yours. Are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
Well, hello there, Eric and everyone else on the pre-net. This is KCJB here in Valley Springs, California. We had an awesome, very blessed Easter, and as far as a stupid little fake Easter bunny, yeah, if he would have tried to steal my clown car, he would have ended up on the barbecue with the Cornish game hens that we cooked up. So there you go. I'm going to pass it back to you, and I am sticking around. Maranatha from K6KJV.
Maranatha, Kevin. Good to hear you tonight. And Cornish game hens. I had a lot of food today, and now suddenly I'm hungry again. Thanks. Good to hear you tonight. Got you on the log sticking around. We'll clear with K6KJV for now. Let's go down to Larry, KI5UIF. How you doing, Larry? And are you going to stick around for the main net tonight?
KI5UIF. Yeah, I had a good day here today in this part of the country, just northeast of Tulsa a little ways. Good weather, beautiful Easter weekend. But I'm going to be heading into the kitchen. I think I got some dinner waiting for me. So appreciate what you do out there. Learn net and be KI5UIF, be clear.
All right, very good, Larry. Glad you had a good Easter there. And are you going to stick around for the net tonight, or are you just going to get your ticket punched?
Negative. Yeah, gotta go in the other room. Got some dinner waiting for me.
All right, Larry, I apologize. You did say that. So thanks for stopping by and checking in, and come back when you can hang around sometime, Sundays and Wednesday nights. And but thanks, 7-3. You have a good dinner. We'll clear with KI5UIF. And next on the log was K4OG, who's in and out. Thanks, Mark. And after Mark was AF5JB, Matt, down in Tulsa. How you doing, Matt? I hope you had a good Easter. Do you have a couple comments before you have to go? Go ahead.
Yeah, copy. I had a great Easter. Sleep good and take it easy and play some Outrunners and Miss Batman and do other games there. And saw my friend, one of my friends. I've been went to Oklahoma. Those guys seem to do pretty good up there. To go back to Tulsa to 1 a.m. Sunday morning, and I play the World's Largest Batman and Supercars and Cruise Blast as the main event. And I also want a message to some of the rough guys Glenmore, Oklahoma area. I'll try to make it Tamfest, but I doubt it. I got a really tight schedule and between work and everything else going on and all that, and we can't afford anything for the time being. Anyway, I think there's something back from a new truck, and but other than that, doing all right, and it's currently 62 degrees and clear here in Tulsa. It's beautiful weather. Plus that moon coming up probably here shortly in the next couple hours. But other than that, I did very well. You guys have a good safe week out there and a good night as well. Thanks for having me, and happy Easter. What's left of it, back to control. Thanks again. Until next time, it's 73.
Very good, Matt. I'm glad you had a good holiday weekend there, and still managed to squeeze Pac-Man in. That's cool. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. You have a good week going forward. And 7-3. We'll clear with AF5JB. We still have a couple minutes left. If you're out there and you would like to check in to the BeaconNet pre-show, we're on the W8WKY repeater in Doylestown, Ohio. I'm KE8VZA, net control station for the pre-show, and I can get your check-in onto the log. Please give me a call.
November 8th, Yankee Mike Yankee, N8YMY John. I'll be in and out tonight, Eric. Have a great net, 7-3.
Kilo Charlie 5, Romeo Bravo Golf, KC5, Real Big Guns, Shannon and Tulsa. I'm going to be in and out tonight. Happy Easter, everyone. He is risen.
Well, nicely done, KE8BZA returning. We picked up two stations there. N8YMY John who checked in and out. 7-3, John, thanks for stopping by. And KC5 RBG, Real Big Guns, Shannon, down in Oklahoma. Thanks for checking in, Shannon. Got you down in and out as well. And 7-3. All right, that's the end of the BeaconNet pre-show. If you are still out there and you're wanting to check in, but you just haven't made it to the radio yet, have no fear. Nick at Nite will check you in once he gets the main net rolling. And with that, let's go up and touch base here with KE8QKO. This is KE8VZA. Are you ready to go there, Nick? If so, go ahead and take the reins.
All right, well, thank you, Eric. If I say no, does that mean I'm off the hook for the net tonight? I don't know. Anyway, thanks for doing the pre-show and the logging and all you've done, and fine business. And yeah, all right, let's continue. Good morning and welcome to the BeaconNet. Or good morning. Good evening and welcome to the BeaconNet. I'm kind of fried today. I've been on the road a lot. Talk about that later. Good evening and welcome to the BeaconNet. My name is Nick. My call sign is Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Kilo Oscar, KE8QKO, and I will be net control for the evening. The BeaconNet meets every Sunday and Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time here on the WAWKY repeater. 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8, Allstar Node 48496, and EchoLink WAWKY-R. This is a directed net. All traffic must pass through net control. We are linked in with our friends in Oklahoma, the Fireside Network, and various other repeaters, and we ask that you key for a couple of seconds before and after you transmit so we hear everything you've got to say. Before we start taking check-ins, is there any emergency or priority traffic? Please call now.
W8WKY.
All right, nothing heard there. Any stations that have not already checked into the BeaconNet or via the pre-show that would like to check into the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along your name and location.
Kilo Golf 8 Delta Kilo KG8 DK Kevin in Northern Ashland County.
All right, I'm going to take it right there. We had a double. I have Kilo Golf 8 Delta Kilo Kevin checking in, and there was another station doubling with Kevin. It was actually pretty quiet. So whoever that station was doubled with Kevin when you just tried to check in. Please come back with your call sign phonetically and say your call sign phonetically or twice, please.
Kilo Echo 9 Charlie Quebec Delta. Kilo Echo 9 Charlie Quebec Delta. Tim up in Valpo, Indiana.
All right, got you in there, Tim. KE9, CQD. Thanks for checking in. Appreciate it. All right, is there anyone else who would like to check into the BeaconNet? Please call now.
Kilo Delta 3 Charlie Victor Quebec. Kilo Delta 3 Charlie Victor Quebec. Greg in Norristown, Pennsylvania.
All right, I've got Kilo Delta 3, Charlie Victor Quebec. Greg checking in. Thank you, sir. Is there anyone else who would like to check in? Please call now. All right, nothing heard there. So if you are waiting to check in, you didn't check in yet, just hang around. We will give you another chance. I do have a mobile station we're going to get to here in just a minute. Matt, he's not marked as in and out or my little logger thing, so we're going to call for him in a minute. But first, I'm going to have the trivia read before I call for Matt. And we're going to start with K8VZA. Eric, would you read the primary question, please?
KE8QKO, KE8BZA here. Just to let you know, Matt is in and out. I updated the screen in NetLogger, sorry. Anyway, got main trivia here. Let me get the screen up. And here we go. Art Collins was one of the greatest amateur radio pioneers. He was instrumental in introducing something to the Air Force in the early 1950s. What was it? Your choices are Alpha, the use of VHF for navigation and voice; Bravo, the practice of making QSOs legal for non-ham pilots; or Charlie, the use of coax instead of open line within aircraft; or Delta, the use of single sideband for HF communication. I'll take a break for time and I'll read it a second time. KE8BZA returning with main trivia. Art Collins was one of our greatest pioneers. He was instrumental in introducing something to the Air Force in the early 1950s. What was it? Your choices are Alpha, the use of VHF for navigation and voice; or Bravo, the practice of making QSOs legal for non-ham pilots; or Charlie, the use of coax instead of open line in aircraft; or Delta, the use of single sideband for HF communication. I'll put this one in the blue screen momentarily. KE8BZA back to net control.
All right, well, thank you, Eric. Fine trivia question there. I've got my guess written down. I'll see how it works out for me later in the net. And next we're going to talk to you, KI5DAY Alan, to get the ultimate trivia question read. Alan, take it away.
KI5DAY in the net. Wow, I just had like a catastrophe happen here. Can you stand by for, give me just 1 minute. Okay, come back to me in just a minute here. I've got to reset my trivia question. I hit a button and somehow my trivia question went bye-bye, so I've got to reset it and then copy it and paste it and all that. I'll read it here in a minute, but just give me like a minute, so go ahead and take it for a minute.
All right, I'll give you a minute there, Alan. I guess I could start going through the list, but then I have to go back to those people. Well, you know what? Our first station is in and out this WB4AIZ, and our next station doesn't need Alan's trivia question because we always know what his answer is 42. So we'll talk to Brian, and then we'll give Alan a call and see if he's ready. KF8G, Brian, how you doing, sir? What do you have for the Beaconnet tonight?
Oh, nothing much. It's interesting, you know. The weather is beautiful. I get the chick magnet out, put the top down, and the next couple days it's freezing again. Ay. We are making a trip to New Martinsville. There's a buffet down there. They make an annual pilgrimage too, so could be driving some fun back roads to get down there. One of my favorite roads in Ohio, State Route 536 in Hancock County, I think it is. Something with an H. But goes between Woodsfield and Hannibal, Route 7. Just ducks out right by New Martinsville. And I'm in a conundrum. Do I take the chick magnet or do I take the Golf R? Because that car would be a lot more fun on the road. So I'm just noodling that. But I got to get the snow tires off the Golf. I don't think I want to run studded snow tires on twisty roads. But, oh, that's my time. I'm trying to waste a little time for Alan there. See if we can get his computer fixed. But we shall see what I do, because if I take the other car, I'm going to have to change the headlights out. They're getting a little weak, and I finally got the headlights I ordered. And it's going to be a heck of a project to change them, but, got to do it sometime or another. At least I got decent fog lights on the car, so Hopefully, I see Alan says, okay, I got it, so I wasted enough time for him. So I'll turn it back to Ned. KF8G.
All right, well, thank you, Brian. Got your answer down there as 42, and sounds like quite the conundrum you got. I'll tell you what, I've never driven that road, but based off of the way you're talking about it, I'm guessing I would love driving that road, and my wife would hate riding that road. She doesn't like anything that's not a straight line, so I'm guessing that one's not. Anyway, thanks for that, there, Brian. Appreciate it. I appreciate you buying time for Alan. This is KE8QKO on the WAWKY repeater. 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. We're going to go get our alternate trivia question read. So we're going to go back to KI5 DAY Alan to get the alternate trivia question. Alan, take it away.
All right, sorry about that. KI5DAY in the net. I don't know what I did. I was using Notepad and like I hit something and wada bing, everything disappeared, but it all just backspaced itself right out the screen somehow, but I was able to retrieve it. But anyways, tonight's alternate trivia is a little more serious than usual. Well, sort of it is, but you'll see that there's a twist. Anyway, tonight's alternate trivia is in honor of Easter. What a great celebration it is. So here we go. Tonight's alternate trivia reads as, the resurrection story of Jesus says that he was first seen by Mary Magdalene upon resurrection. So who did Mary Magdalene think that he was when she saw him? Was it A, did she think he was a guard watching over the tomb? B, a gardener? C, a disciple? Or D, Barnabas or Waldo Bean? Okay, I will post that in the blue screen and everybody can see it there. KI5DAY, back to them.
All right, well, thank you, Alan. I appreciate that, and I've got my answer written down. So we'll see how it works out for me later in the net. Fine trivia. Okay, so next we're going to go down and talk to K5CFY Ray. How you doing, Ray? And what do you have for the Beaconette tonight?
QKO in the net, K5CFY, good evening, Nick at Nite. Thanks for running the net, doing an awesome job as usual, and also want to wave a hand there at Eric on the keyboard. Thank you guys for being there. This is not fair. I usually are the third or fourth one down and have somebody to go. Anyway, my scientific guesstimation is going to be alpha and alpha, not to be confused with A and A, but there you go. And I'd like to thank the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association for helping us out. The Bordenberger Club, we had our 6th year anniversary Friday, and I know a lot of you folks that check in on the Bordenberger, and they helped us with that 2,191 consecutive days. With 131,138 check-ins. So thanks all you guys that help us out with that, and I'll get off here and let you get on down the list. Nick, go ahead. K5, CFY.
All right, thank you, Ray. Got your answers down there for alpha and alpha. That's a lot of check-ins. I'm glad you guys had a good run of check-ins there. I wasn't near a radio today, so I couldn't do that. But thanks for checking in, Ray. We appreciate it. Next, we're going to talk to KI5TAQ, Taco Tim from Bofang, Oklahoma. How you doing, Tim? What do you have for the Beaconette tonight?
Oh, good evening there, Nick at Nite. This is KI5TAQ. Well, for the main trivia question, I'm going to go with Charlie. And for the alternate, well, I'm going to be thinking alpha, and then we'll go from there. But with that, all I could say is, yeah, happy Easter to everybody. And of course, yeah, this weekend, or I should say this coming weekend, I'll be having more fun. And then I'll be saying good riddance at least to the announcement of the ham fest at Claremore, the Green Country Ham Fest. So with that, I'll let you guys get back to the net. I'll send it back to Net Control. This is KI5PAQ.
All right, well, thank you, Tim. Got your answers down there. It's Charlie and Alpha. Thanks for checking in. I appreciate it. Next, we're going to talk to KA8LYJ Bob. How you doing, Bob? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KE8QKO. This is KA8LYJ. Good evening, Nick the Nocturnal. It was a great Easter. Started off with the sunrise service, which is followed by a magnificent breakfast every year. The star of it is the sausage gravy. Old family recipe from a family in the church, and he's got his kids working on it now, and I'm sure in a few years his grandkids are going to be doing it. It's just amazing. Then I did the main service, then I had a nice long nap, and woke up to dinner. I'm going to drop it so it doesn't time out. And I'm back. Now here's the funny thing. The elder spawn works overnight, so I thought it was my duty to put the ham in the oven. But about an hour after I had it in the oven, she got up and was fussing. It's like, why is, how long has the ham been in here? I said, about an hour. She said, well, I was getting up to cook myself. And without skipping a beat, I hollered out, I'd rather have the ham. As far as the trivia, I am going to go Alpha and, Bravo and Alpha. No, other way around, Alpha and Bravo, AB. Alpha, Bravo, KA8LYJ.
All right, thank you, Bob. Got you down for Alpha and Bravo. Yeah, I love sausage gravy biscuits, and I like places that make a skillet. They'll take like the farmer boys I meet. They take hash browns and they take biscuits and they bacon and regular sausage and then sausage gravy and scrambled eggs or whatever eggs you order and cheese. I love that stuff. And and as far as cooking your kids, I'd rather have a ham as well. My kid would be way too sour and salty, and I don't like my food to talk back, so definitely choose the ham. Anyway, thanks for checking in there, Bob. I appreciate it. Next, we're going to go down and talk to AA8CT, Greg. How you doing, Craig? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KE8QKO, good evening, Nick. Well, I'm trying this out on RF, something new and different. Starting with trivia answers, I'm going to do by guess CNC, Charlie and Charlie. As far as the day went, it was pretty laid back. Wife wasn't feeling real good, so we stayed in. But cooked roast for dinner, and we enjoyed that. And so all in all, it was a great Easter day. It was not one that one wanted to go outside and do much, though. With that, I'm going to turn it back to you. Thank you for being the NCO. We appreciate that. And have a good evening, all. And let's everybody, since we had a great Easter, let's make it a marvelous Monday. With that, this is AA8CT, turning it back to KE8QKO and the Beacon Net. Thank you so much, and 73s.
All right, thank you, Craig. Got your answer down there for Charlie and Charlie. You were totally readable, a little scratchy, but totally readable. So thanks for checking in. It's good to hear you. After Craig, we have an in-and-out station that's KA8MNT. That's going to put us down to our bottom of our 10 minutes here. This is KE8QKO on the WAWKY repeater, 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL Total 114 Mark 8. Next, we're going to talk to KE8QFT, Uncle Fred. How you doing, Fred? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Well, Charlie and Charlie, in no particular order, it's the CNC. Well, yeah, as I said earlier, it's supposed to be getting cold, as was mentioned on the blue screen by myself. It's supposed to be getting cold like tomorrow morning. We might have some flurries, but nothing's supposed to accumulate. The ground's too warm. But it's going to be really cold the next couple of days. Wednesday, I think it starts warming up. The Cavaliers won. The Guardians won one of their 2 games today, and they're off to a real good start. And other than that, nothing else I can think of. So y'all have a good remainder of this Easter evening, and KE8QFT back to net control.
All right, thank you, Fred. Thanks for checking in there. We got you down for Charlie and Charlie. All right, before I go next, I'm going to mention that we do have 2 stations showing up from the blue screen in our log. That's AI5Q Jaris and KI5 RFI Mac. They're down at the bottom of the list. We'll get to you guys in a little bit. I just wanted to make it known they were there. And next, we're going to go down and talk to Kilo Romeo 4 Juliet Victor Kilo KR4 JVK Jason. How you doing, Jason? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KE8QKO, this is KR4 JVK, Jason in Mobile, Alabama. Hello, Nick. Thanks for taking the net tonight, and greetings to everybody else out there. My answers are going to be Alpha. I guess I jumped to the answers ahead of time. We've had some nice weather down here. We had some rain come through earlier this day, and it's starting to cool off, about 66 degrees. And, yeah, things are good down here. Hope everybody had a great Easter. KR4 JVK, back to net.
All right, thank you, sir. Got your answer down there for Alpha and Alpha. Thanks for checking in. Next, we have K3 MBC Mark. How you doing, Mark? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Evening, Eric. Evening, everyone. K3MBC here. Had a great weekend. I work at a church, so Easter is kind of one of our big weekends this year. And we had 6 services, I think. So from Good Friday all the way to 3 services today. So we had a lot of folks there, and it was a great day for everyone. Trivia answers are Alpha and Bravo. Alpha and Bravo. K3MBC. Back to net.
All right, thank you, Mark. Good to have you. Good to hear you. And sounds like you had maybe a good week day and a busy day as well. So maybe try to take some time off and relax now that it's, I don't want to say over is the right word, but, over. And your answers are Alpha and Bravo. Thanks for checking in. I appreciate it. Next, we have KE8ZZR, Harry. How you doing, Harry? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Nick and Nite, good happy Easter to you guys, and happy Easter everybody who's on the net. I hope everybody had a nice day. I know we did. Kind of low-key with my family here, but we enjoyed it. Let me get the trivia out of the way. I'm going to go with D and C. D and C on the trivia questions. And I want to congratulate my wife, Marianne, who passed her technician's test yesterday. She took the Silvercreek test. They administered the test there. So she passed that with flying colors, so we got a new ham coming on board. And that's about it. Just want to keep our thoughts out there for our Hamley friends that are down south there in Holmes, Wayne County, Mansfield area. they got hit with quite a bit of rain, I guess Friday night. That rain didn't hit us here in Wadsworth, but it was south of us, but I guess they got quite a bit of rain down there, so I hope all our Hamley friends are A-okay. So with that, Nick, I'll turn it back to you. This is KE8 ZZR.
All right, thank you, Harry. Got your answer down there for Delta and Charlie. Yeah, I wasn't around for the rain that would have hit anybody this week on Friday, but I'll tell you what, there was a storm that blew across the southern part of the state. I was on US 35, just into Ohio a little bit, and man, it came down in buckets. I was driving about 70 down the US route there, where the speed limit was 70, and all of a sudden it just came down. It was pouring. My truck's usually pretty good in the rain and weather and things, but I'm sitting there driving, all of a sudden the truck starts sliding sideways at 70 miles an hour toward the side of the road. I'm like, oh crap! It was really bad. Maybe I should have slowed down when it started raining. I should learn lessons like that. But it was pretty nasty out. But it disappeared pretty quick once I got up to around Circleville. So that is what it is. Thanks for checking in there, Harry, and thanks for the comments. Next, we have KC8FQV Mark. How you doing, Mark? What do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
Well, the answer is DB. And the weekend was good. So, other than that, not a lot. Just rain. Yeah, we had a beautiful day down at Green, and we just got it done in time because then the cloud just opened up and dumped. So today was a good day. We had a good meal over at my cousin's. Mashed potatoes, ham, and turkey. The mashed potatoes, he mixed it with butter and French vanilla coffee creamer. That was good. So we'll send it back your way. But DB, Delta, Bravo, KCFQV.
All right, thank you, Mark. Got your answer down there for Delta and Bravo. And thanks for checking in. Next, we're going to go down and talk to K6KJB, Rev Kev. How you doing, sir? And what do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
Well, hello, Mr. Nick, and the rest of the crew, the youngins, and everyone else on the net. This is K6KJB Kevin here in Valley Springs, California. I hope everybody had a very blessed Holy Week, and especially Resurrection Day. And with that being said, Alan, you're making it tough on me. Oh, but at least I won't be blasphemous to the Lord for sticking with my answers. Double D's, Delta and Delta, even though I do know who was in the garden. Oh, might have been a Cornwaldo bean, you never know. So, with that, Mr. Nick, I'm going to say God bless 73 and Maranatha. Back to you from K6KJV.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Got your answers down there for Double D. Good to hear you. Happy Easter. And nice to hear you on the net. Thanks for checking in. All right, I'm going to run through a list of in and outs here, and then we're going to identify, because we've got a bunch. We have KI5UIF. We have K4OG. We have AF5JB. We have N8YMY. And we have KC5 Real Big Gun Shannon, who's in and out. All right, bottom of my list, my in and out list. So before we go talking to people that are, actually, these are all after the pre-show check-in, so we're going to do something special here in a minute. But this is KE8QKO on the WAWKY repeater, 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. And since we've run through our pre-show check-ins, we're going to go up and talk to our trivia masters and get the questions read again. Also, we had Avian MO added to our list, so anybody knows he's down there at the bottom right now. But we're going to talk to our trivia masters. We're going to start with K8VZA and get the questions read again. Eric, take it away.
KE8QKO in the net, KE8VZA here with a reread of Maine Trivia. Here we go. Art Collins was one of our greatest pioneers. He was instrumental in introducing something to the Air Force in the early 1950s. What was it? The choices are alpha, the use of VH for navigation and voice; bravo, the practice of making QSOs legal for non-ham pilots; Charlie, the use of coax instead of open line in aircraft; or delta, the use of single sideband for HF communication. I'll repost this in the blue screen momentarily. KE8VZA, back to net control.
All right, thank you, Eric. Let's go down to KI5DAY Alan to get the alternate trivia read. Alan, take it away.
KI5DAY. Just had the weirdest thought, but I'm not going to share it on the air because it's too weird and nobody would get it except people who are musicians and singers, so I'm just going to let it go. Tonight's alternate trivia reread. Let me see if I didn't erase it again. No, I didn't. Okay. I sounded like Rev Kev there for a second. No, I didn't. But anyway, yeah, he gets excited, that guy. He's something else. Hey, Rev. The resurrection story of Jesus says that he was first seen by Mary Magdalene upon resurrection. Who did Mary Magdalene think he was when she saw him? Was it A, a guard watching over the tomb; B, a gardener; C, a disciple; or D, Barnabas Cornwellbean? KI5DAY, back to net.
All right, thank you, Alan. Thank you for the alternate trivia. All right, next station we're going to talk to is Kilo Golf 8 Delta Kilo, Kevin. How you doing, Kevin? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight? Kilo Golf 8 Delta Kilo KG8DK. Kevin, are you out there? And do you have comments for the Beacon Net tonight? All right, nothing heard from Kevin there. If he wants to get back to us, we'll happily take his recheck if he wants to come on back later. Next, we're going to talk to Kilo Echo 9, Charlie, Quebec Delta, KE9, CQD. Tim, how you doing, Tim? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Well, I'm doing pretty good here tonight. Just hanging out and trying to wind down. As several others, happy Easter, everybody. I pray everyone had a fantastic Resurrection Sunday. Busy weekend for me, too, with church stuff going on. We had Good Friday service on Friday. Tried to hang out a little bit yesterday and chill out in between days, but I've had 3 sick kids and a sick wife, so taking care of them and trying to get things done around the house. And then we had Easter Sunday today at church. Had a breakfast, had to get to the church early and get things opened up and set up, and because I was taking care of sick kids and a sick wife for the last few days, I ended up doing some final edits to my sermon this morning, so it was running tight. But everything went real well. We had a great day. Got out of service about 12:30, went over to my sister's house. She usually hosts Easter, and we spent part of the afternoon there. And that was about it. Wound down for the evening. My wife went into work, and I spent some time with the kids. And now just winding down myself and getting to listen to the Beacon Net. But anyway, trivia. I think tonight I'm going to go with A and B, or A and B. I'm going to go with Alpha and Bravo. But that is it for me. I'll turn it back over to Net Control. Thanks for running the net tonight. It's always appreciated. I hope you guys know that. And I hope everyone had a wonderful Easter Sunday. This is KE9CQD.
All right, thank you, Tim. Sounds like you had a pretty good weekend there. Sorry you had a house full of sick wife and sick kids, but I'm sure they'll recover quickly. And the crud's going around. Everybody seems to be having it. Or I haven't had it yet, knock on wood, but most people I know have had it. Anyway, thanks for checking in. I appreciate it. Next, we have Kilo Delta 3, Charlie Victor, Quebec, KD3 CVQ, Greg. How you doing, Greg? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Hi, Nick, and everybody on the net. This is KD3 CVQ, Greg in Norristown, Pennsylvania. Hope everybody had a nice Easter weekend and Easter Sunday. We had very nice weather Friday and Saturday, and we had quite a bit of a rainy day today, but that was okay. We had 14 people over at the house for Easter Sunday and had a nice big dinner, smoked turkey and had ham and just about everything else you could think of. So it turned out really well. This is my second time on this net, the first time checking in. Someone on a net in the Philadelphia area in Pennsylvania had brought this up, and I put down online, and here I am on EchoLink. But anyway, trivia. I'm going to go with Alpha and Alpha, and so 73 off, and hopefully catch you again on Wednesday. Have a good one.
All right, thank you, sir. Thanks for checking in there. Hey, can you do me a favor and come back with your trivia answers one more time?
Sure, no problem. That would be Alpha and Alpha, KD3 CDQ.
All right, thank you, sir. Got your answers down there for Alpha and Alpha. Next, we're going to talk to you, AI5Q, Jairus. How you doing, Jairus? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Well, good evening there, and everybody on the net, AI5Q here. Just finishing up the day, got the kids off to bed finally. They had some chores and getting ready for school tomorrow and making their lunches they had to do after we spent the day at my parents' house. We had a wonderful Greek, traditional Greek lamb and pistachio and taropita dinner, and went over really well. Teddy just recently got diagnosed with ADHD, inattentive, and hyperactive disorders, so he's on medication, and he was the best he's ever been at church today on his medicine, so we're hoping it makes a difference in school, and he can turn a few things around and maybe not have to repeat the first grade, but we'll see. Other than that, we are just having a wonderful Easter Sunday, and my answers for trivia are going to be Charlie and Bravo. Again, that's Charlie and Bravo. AI5Q, back to net control.
All right, thank you, Jairus. Got your answer down there for Charlie and Bravo. Yeah, my son went on probably a similar medication around when he was about that age. He was in kindergarten, not first grade, but similar time frame. And yeah, it helps. We went through waves of it. Sometimes it helped, sometimes it didn't. Dosage changed, medication changed, reactions to medications changed over the years. He's a freshman in high school. He's doing okay, but he still has to have his medication to really be able to focus. I was one of those parents before I had kids. I said I would never put my kid on ADHD medication because I know I have it, and I was like, I can work through it. I can help my kid work through it, and I was proven wrong. amongst the great many other things that I said I would never do when I had kids. I was proven wrong about. But that's how it goes. So I'm glad he's doing, hopefully doing better, and should help him out. And hey, if you ever have any questions about parenting with that, because sometimes it can be a challenge, reach out. I'm always happy to answer. Just toss it out if you need it. Anyway, thank you, Jers. And next we have KI5 RFI Mac. How you doing, Mac? And what do you have for the beacon? Actually, before I go to Mac, this is KE8QKO on the WWKR repeater. 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. Now we'll go to KI5 RFI Mac. See how he's doing tonight. Take it away, Mac.
This is KI5 RFI. I'm back in Arkansas. Good evening, Nick and everybody on the net. I'll tell you what, we had a beautiful day here in northwest Arkansas. Started off pretty cool this morning, but by about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it warmed up nicely enough to have a Easter egg hunt for my youngest granddaughter, and the other three humored her by joining in with it. They're all getting a little too old for it, but they went along with the plan there, so she had a great time. We had a cookout at my son's house with all the kids, and everything went real well. For the trivia questions, I'm guessing on the first one. I think it might be Delta, but the second one is Bravo. So Delta and Bravo. Back to net control.
W8WKY.
All right. Well, thank you, Mac. Got your answer down there for Delta and Bravo. I'm glad you had a good weekend. Next, we'll talk to AB8MO. Andy. How you doing, Andy? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
KE8QKO. Let me turn my power down. This is AB8MO on Allstar. Good evening, everybody. Happy Easter or Resurrection Sunday, whatever your persuasion is. This is embarrassing. I should know Alan's answer, and I'm really not sure, but I think that's a clever Barnabas Cornwaldo bean. I think the only thing that would be more off the cuff would be if it was Barabbas Cornwaldo bean. But I guess I'll have to just go with Barnabas Cornwaldo bean, because that's pretty darn clever, I think. And I'm going to go with alpha on the main, so add. We'll go with add as opposed to subtract for, and see where that lands. A message from my cat. He says, hello. I had a great Easter celebration with my family. Got together with my brother and my parents, and we played a couple board games. One of them being Wingspan, which Josh W8HRF is very familiar with. I lost. I had 82 points, and my sister-in-law won with 107, so 82 would have been a good score any other day, but oh well. And I'm trying to think of the other game we played, and it was kind of a card game. I'm trying to think of what it was, but anyway, played a few things. Played a really confusing game of Go Fish as well with my nieces. So probably it had been 40 years since I last played Go Fish. So I basically forgot, and trying to have a 6 and a 9-year-old tell me how to play Go Fish, I just don't think that went very well. So from the land of snow and maple syrup, we're pretty much done with the syrup for the year. Our trees are just about to bud. Don't want that bud sap. It don't taste very good. That's all I got. Back she comes. This is AB8MO, and I'm not looking at the blue screen, by the way.
All right, well, thank you, Andy. Got your answers down there for Alpha and Delta. Sounds like you had a pretty good day. You know, I've never played Wingspan. played a lot of board games. That's one I've never really played. Not this weekend that we just had, the one before, we had a game day with friends and played. Got to pull out Nemesis. Got to play that. I like that's it's like an Aliens kind of themed game, but it's actually a lot of fun. It's a long one though. It's a long one. So I like board games, but I've never played Wingspan. Yeah, that's how it goes. Anyway, well, I was going to say something else. Oh yeah, you mentioned the butt zap. You know what? Nothing out of a butt tastes good. I'm pretty sure. Not that I go around tasting it a lot, but I'm going to go on a limb and say nothing that has butt in the name tastes good. Well, you know what? Except for pork butt. That tastes good. For the only thing I know that's in that realm that tastes good. Anyway, thanks, Alan. Thank you, Andy. Appreciate you checking in. And I'm back at the bottom of the list here. So anybody who wants to check into the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
Yeah, this is November 8th, November India Golf, N8 NIG, North Idaho, underneath a maple tree that is currently budding. Just had some quail fly over my head. I'm out here enjoying a fire, listening to you guys on the Alaska net. Over.
All right, thank you, sir. We got November 8th, November India Golf checking in there. Anyone else want to check into the BeaconNet before we go up and talk to them? Please call now. Oh, I might have got that wrong. I thought that was November 8th, November India Golf, checking in from Idaho, but NetLogger is showing that call signs in Washington. My NetLogger did not catch it. I might have gotten it wrong. So that last station, was that November 8th, November India Golf? Was that your call sign?
Yeah, QSL. I tried to change my call sign to November 1 Golf Alpha, which was available, but that got denied, so I'm stuck at November 8, November India Golf in North Idaho. I changed my address recently to Newport, Washington, which is about 10 miles west, but I am currently in Idaho speaking to y'all.
All right, copy that, sir. That makes perfect sense, and that explains the discrepancy between QRZ and what you said. So that rhymes. How about that? Yeah. So all right, great. Go ahead with your traffic, sir. November 8th, November India Golf. Do you have any additional comments for the BeaconNet? Did you happen to catch our trivia questions? Yeah. How you doing tonight? I know you're enjoying a fire. Listen to the net. What else do you have going on?
Right, this is November 8, November Indy Golf. Apologize, didn't catch you the first time. I did not catch the trivia question. I just passed my amateur extra. So if it pertains to a FCC question, I might be able to give you the answer. But other than that, what was the trivia question for the evening? And as far as what I'm doing, yeah, I'm sitting here on a couch underneath the sky. Sun's just about down, having a fire, and go back to work tomorrow. I'm a crane operator. Over.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. All right, here. Well, we have two trivia questions. I'll get both of them read. Unfortunately, passing your extra test will not help you with either of these trivia questions. So guesses are allowed. What I usually do, I usually listen to the answers and try to pick the best out of them. Hint, if there's a Cornwaldo bean question, that's a loaded answer. It's probably not right. Since you're new to that, I'll give you that hint. But we're going to go up and talk to KE8VZA and get the first question read for you. Eric, take it away.
KE8QKO in the net, KE8VZA here with a main trivia reread. Art Collins was one of our greatest pioneers. He was instrumental in introducing something to the Air Force in the early 1950s. What was it? Choices are Alpha, the use of VHF for navigation and voice. Bravo, the practice of making QSOs legal for non-ham pilots. Charlie, the use of coax instead of open line in aircraft. Or Delta, the use of single sideband for HF communication. I'll repost this in the blue screen momentarily. KE8VZA, back to net control.
All right, thank you, Eric. Let's go on to KI5DAY Alan to get the alternate or trivia question read. Alan, take it away.
W8WKY.
KI5DAY, sorry for the delay. My node decided to ID just as you shot it to me. Of course it did. I like what Fred just said in the blue screen. He said the new Bucky should open up gas pumps to where one gas pump has 25 cents off per gallon. You have to guess which one it is. That's pretty funny. Let people find that pump. That's a good idea. Tonight's alternate trivia, for those who are new, including Timothy, who just came in here. It's usually a silly question. Sometimes it's a little more serious. Tonight's is a little more serious, except for the D answer. Yeah, caution to the wind. So tonight's alternate trivia is, let me let this drop. All right, I'm back. Here we go. Tonight's alternate trivia question is, the resurrection story of Jesus says that he was first seen by Mary Magdalene upon resurrection. Who did Mary Magdalene think he was when she saw him? Was it A, a guard watching over the tomb, B, a gardener, C, a disciple, or D, Barnabas Cornwaldo Bean? KI5DAY, back to that.
All right, thank you, Alan. Let's go down to N8NIG. Timothy, how you doing, sir? And what are your answers for the trivia tonight?
Okay, N8NIG, November 8, November New Golf. I got Charlie for both questions. Just guessing. Charlie for both questions. Over.
All right, copy that, sir. Push it down for Charlie Charlie. Thanks for checking in there. Good to hear you. This is KE8QKO on the WWQR repeater 147 Mark 390 positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. We're back to the bottom of the list. So anyone who would like to check into the beacon net, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location. All right, nobody else out there wanting to check in. That's okay. We'll talk to our net control team, and then we'll do another round of check-ins after that. We're going to start with KE8VZA. See how Eric's doing, and see what he wants to say about the net, or to the net. Anyway, take it away, Eric.
KE8QKO in the net, KE8VZA here. I will abstain from the main trivia question, of course, and I will answer Bravo for the alt trivia. Good question, very timely. Anyway, happy Easter, everybody. And our Easter was pretty nice today. Started off with church, and then ended up over at my parents' house. We brought dessert. Mom cooked ham and cheesy potatoes, and my sister and her husband and kids from Toledo showed up bearing apple pie, and it was so good. Oh my goodness. Anyway, been working on the taxes this weekend. Yes, I procrastinated, but good news is we'll make it well before the 15th. So there you have it. Anyway, that's all I have for the net tonight. It's good to hear everybody. KE8BZA, back to net control.
All right, thank you, Eric. Thanks for the trivia and the logging and the pre-show and all that. KDDPC Dustin is in and out, but that's going to take us down to KD8SLG. Just Nick. How you doing, Nick? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KE8QKO, this is KD8SLG. Good evening, Nick at night. All you Beacon netizens. I'm going with Charlie and Bravo. I'm following Jairus' answers. Charlie Bravo for me tonight on the trivia. What's going on? Maranatha, everyone. Maranatha. Happy Easter. I had some Reese's Pieces Thins, or Reese's Cup Thins, and I was just mentioning to Audrey they don't have paper underneath them. You know, they're in their own little wrappers. You rip them open, and they don't have paper underneath the cup. And, you know, decades of muscle memory trying to peel the paper off of them, and there's none there. These are the things that occupy my time right now. Not that I have anything better to do. A whole bunch of stuff going on, too much to mention. But I know Josh has been looking for field day sites, and that's pretty exciting. It's KD8SLG. Back to net control. Thanks, Nick.
All right, thank you, Nick. Got your answer down for Charlie and Bravo. Looking for field day sites. I don't know. You say that sounds exciting. That does not sound exciting to me. But I know Josh is very good at hunting for stuff like that, so I wish him the best. I'm sure he's doing his best and doing well. And speaking of that, let's get down and talk to Josh. W8HRF, K8QKO. How you doing, sir? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
K8QKO, W8HRF, good evening, Nick. Good to hear you. Happy Easter. We had a good Easter here. Woke up this morning a little earlier than normal. Betty and Will got their Easter baskets. Baskets, singular, I don't know. I started the candy feasting last night. I'm gonna have to slow down after today. I gotta slow down. I'm surprised I'm not in a sugar coma today. What else was going on? Yeah, it was a good visit over at Lucy's family's today. Yesterday, we went to Fun and Stuff with my family, and it was a beautiful day. Got to race some go-karts, and Betty loved that. I'm not sure who loved it more, her or me, actually. So, yeah, it was really good stuff. Good weekend. Got a lot to say, but I'll keep it shorter today. I will say, mark your calendars. I don't know how many sleeps it is till field day. It's still lower 80s sleeps until field day. But mark your calendar for Saturday, April 25th in the evening. We're going to do an evening Saratoga activation at Wingfoot Lake State Park. So there you go. We're going to try to see if we can do some cool stuff like go for N1CC. What is that? 10, like one contact on 10 different bands, I believe, and you get a special prize, a special award. So we'll see if we can do that and see if we can get 2 activations in one. The UTC day change is at 8 p.m. So if you get an activation in before 8 p.m. and then one after 8 p.m., then you get 2 activations. So there you go. Mark it on your calendars, Saturday, April 25th. I'm going to get something on the website this week for that. Anyways, throw back to you, sir. Happy Easter, and don't forget to watch the watch Artemis 2 going past the moon tomorrow. So that'll be really cool. So, all right, catch y'all later. K8QKO W8HRF. Oh, and my answer's in the blue screen.
All right. Well, thank you, Josh. Got your answers down there for Alpha and Bravo. Okay. Food cola. Yeah, I didn't really get one of those today. Actually, I didn't eat a lot today. I didn't even have any candy. I had a few pieces of like these gummies that I got, but I don't eat as much candy as I used to. We got a whole bunch of it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it all. But anyway, there's that. April 25th, I wrote that down. I still have to check my calendar. I don't think I have anything going on that day in April, so I might be able to. But I'll check my calendar. Personally, other people can do their own thing. Let's see, there's that. And then fun and stuff. Fun and stuff is fun, and it's also got lots of stuff, so I do appreciate that. That's all I've got on your comments there, sir. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for all the work you do. We appreciate it. And then we'll go down to the next person on the list, who I think is probably more important than Josh, because she lets Josh do all the fun things that he does and help the club like he does, and doesn't really get upset about it. So that's fantastic. Miss Lucy, K-A-Y-U-K, Josh's better half. How you doing, ma'am? And what do you have for the Beaconette tonight?
W8WKY.
K-E-8-Q-K-O, K-E-8-Y-U-K. Well, I'll tell you what, Nick and Nite, I have a problem, and that problem is called Magic Garden. And what that is an extension on Discord that lets you play a gardening simulator with friends. And it has fast enough growing that it's an instant gratification problem. I have probably been playing for half an hour. I haven't gotten very far, but I have grown tomatoes and watermelon and corn and strawberries and blueberries, and then I get fake money, and I use the fake money to buy more fake plants, to grow more fake plants, to get more fake money. So I'm spending my time very, very wisely. As far as Easter goes, happy Easter, everybody. It's been fantastic on our end. Good to see all the family. And the food was also delicious, a little too delicious. I definitely overate, but that's what it's for, right? No. Thank you, Jesus, for dying for our sins. But besides that, great food, great family, and very grateful for the entire holiday. All right, and my trivia is going to be Charlie. Have a great night. 73s and God bless. K-E-8-Y-U-K to K-E-8-Q-K-O.
All right. Well, thank you, Lucy. Got you down for Charlie. And Charlie, I'll tell you what. It's the gardening simulator. It's a learning educational tool that you're using right now before you have plants in the ground to prepare for when you do have plants in the ground. Because we all know that real-life gardening has the same instant gratification that virtual gardening does. And you will benefit from that immensely by learning how to grow plants very, very quickly and having food on the table in a matter of hours rather than months. So you are way ahead of the rest of us with all of your extreme gardening knowledge you're gaining at the moment, and I applaud you for it. Anyway, thank you for checking in, Lucy. I appreciate it. Next, before I go down to Alan, this is K8QKO on the WWKY repeater, 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. Now we're going to go to Alan, KI5DAY, and see what he has for that. Alan, take it away.
I5DAY. Whoa, yeah, KI5DAY, sorry. I thought I grabbed the wrong microphone. I was playing with another radio a little bit. What do I have for the Beaconette? Blueberry pancakes and syrup. That sounds great. Everybody gets some. Yeah, that would be fun. Man, I'm starting to get tired again. I had a cup of coffee before the net, but I had worked from 9 at night, Friday night, till 1 in the morning, tearing down our Easter program, walls and cost stuff, curtains and all these different things we had. We had the whole Easter thing set up in our big auditorium with walls and curtains and all kinds of decorations, so we had to start tearing that down. The next day we worked from 9 in the morning till 1 in the afternoon, so kind of got beat up from a lot of people did, but we enjoyed it. We had a great time with it. And then today I helped corral kids for like an hour before I went to the main service. I did the 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock kid corral thing, and then wound up going to the 11:30 service. But we had a great day with that. spent some time with my sister and brother-in-law and my nephew today, and played with the doggies. They got the Yorkie Terriers. They're a lot of fun. So did that, and I came home, relaxed a little, was playing some radio, and got ready for this. I've been playing with a Radioddity DB20G, trying to figure out why it won't transmit on the Claremont repeater, but every other repeater it does. So I'll figure it out before it's all over, but let me let this drop. Again, I'm hoping my signal's coming through better. I am talking more into the mic and trying to speak up a little bit. I'm not known for having a loud voice. What was I going to say? Yeah, my regular trivia answer is going to be A. I hope I get that right. It's an Air Force question. Oh, my. But anyways, yeah, I think that's correct, and I'm staying for mine. And anyways, hope everybody else had a great Easter time, and hope everybody has a great week ahead. K5DAY, back to you.
All right, thank you, Alan. Got your primary answer down as Alpha, and thanks for checking in. Thanks for doing the alternate trivia. I appreciate it. All right, my weekend was eventful as well. I think my dad he flew up from Florida to Charlotte, where his sister lives, and his mom did live, and he stayed there for the week. And so I had agreed to drive down to visit him on Thursday. He flew in on Thursday, but I didn't really plan the timing very well. So originally I thought he usually flies in around say 2 in the afternoon. I thought, well, I'd drive down there and then kind of meet up with him, and we'd have Thursday night and then Friday and then most of Saturday. I'd go to my in-laws' house for Easter dinner on Sunday, but as I started planning everything, I realized he wasn't flying in until 9:20 at night on Thursday. And he said, hey, if you're driving in, can you just pick me up at the airport? And I said, yes, like an idiot. And the airport's in Charlotte on the in Concord. They live on the southern side. But his flight was delayed by 3 hours. I got to ended up spending 4 hours trying to wander around Concord, North Carolina, trying to find something to do. And then finally picked him up after midnight. We drove down to his sister's house, who I thought was gone, but turns out she was there. So I could have spent the whole time at her house and spent time with my aunt, and then not spent time sitting in a parking lot in Concord. But anyway, I spent time with him, and then drove from there to Columbus on Saturday. Picked up my sister-in-law at the airport, so she was driving back, they were flying back from California, and then spent Saturday night with her, and then went to my mother-in-law's house on Sunday for Easter dinner, and then drove back to Ohio. So I spent a lot of freaking time in my truck. A lot of time. I went through 2.5 audiobooks. That was a lot of driving. But it was fun. Got to spend a lot of time with a lot of different families, see a lot of different people, and Easter was elongated, if you will, to visiting with people, so that was kind of fun. That's been my weekend. Now I'm home, ready for another week of work. Kind of looking forward to a week of work after all the driving. But that's where I'm at. So my answers tonight are going to be Delta and Bravo. Let's see how that works out for me, and hopefully I get them right. This is K8QKO on the WWKY repeater, 147 Mark 290, positive also, the PL total of 114 Mark 8. And we are ready for another round of check-ins. If you want to check in, please say your call sign phonetically, followed alphabetically, along with your name and location. All right, nothing heard there. I will say, I mentioned the audiobooks, highlights from audiobooks that I read. I listened to Ready Player One. That was really good. It was off from the movie because it's a longer, it's like an 18-hour audiobook. But it was very good. I really enjoyed it. And it did kind of follow the premise of the movie. So if you like the movie, you'd probably like the audiobook. And then I'm still not quite done with another audiobook that a coworker recommended called Dungeon Crawler Carl. I started listening to it. First, I was like, this is kind of crappy. And then as I got into it, I'm like, ooh, I really want to finish this. This is a great story. And it's a series. I get to have a series of books. I'm going to have to pick all those up and listen to them. So if you like audiobooks, those are two where I'm at right now. I would recommend. I haven't listened to Ready Player 2 yet, but that's going to be on my list. All right. Do another round of another call out for check-ins. If you want to check in or recheck the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
Kilo Echo 2, Foxtrot Tango Golf, KE2, FTG, Mike in New York, and I'm ready to talk about Ready Player One.
All right, Mike, I'm going to say your call sign. I think you said it was Kilo Echo 2, Foxtrot Kilo Golf. Is that correct? Actually, I have a correction. I have Kilo Echo 2, Foxtrot Tango Golf. My net logger got that, so I think that's where we're at. And Mike wants to talk about Ready Player One, so go ahead and take it, Mike.
W8WKY.
Thanks, that control. No, I don't care to discuss it too much or have too much to say about it, except I liked it a great deal. The audiobook was the best between the book and the movie, so you were right on there when I think you said you were focusing on that. So back to you.
Yeah, I find a lot of times the book is usually better than the movie. I've been listening to some movie book combinations recently that I've enjoyed the movies a lot, and also kind of listened to the book, and I've been marginally happy with some of the way the movies were done. Like, you can't, if you were to listen to the book, you couldn't make the book directly into a movie, but the way they pulled certain bits and pieces out of the book and put them strategically into the movie to reference pieces of the book, even if they were maybe sometimes out of order, I thought the movie it was a pretty good representation. Other ones I've listened to and read recently that I really enjoyed was The Martian and the movie The Martian, and maybe Project Hail Mary. I really, really loved the book. I liked the movie. I don't know that I loved the movie as much as the book. Like, I really loved the book on The Martian. I really loved the movie The Martian. I feel like some of the science of Project Hail Mary is kind of dumbed down in the movie a little bit and made funnier. But it covered everything from the book, I think, pretty well. So those are my thoughts on that sort of thing. But yeah, I enjoyed it. And did you have to hear our trivia questions and want to answer them, Mike?
Well, I've been listening for a while, but I've already forgotten them. So maybe I'll skip those. But I'm going to tell you, I didn't read Hail Mary. I hear the movie's terrific. My daughter loved it in IMAX. But I listened to that one in the audiobook, and the way they treated the alien, not to give too many spoilers here, but you know what I mean. That was just terrific, and I think reading the book would have been much tougher. The audio was terrific. I recommend it to everybody. I loved it. I'm looking forward to the movie, too. You saw it. It's not your favorite, but I'm going anyway. Back to you.
Yeah, when I say not my favorite, I didn't mean I didn't like the movie. I liked the movie. I just, if I look at, I liked The Martian better, and I think because The Martian covered, I'm kind of a sciencey nerd a little bit to begin with, so I think The Martian really felt more scientific, and than the Project Hail Mary did. But they were both very good. I liked the movie. I just didn't. If I'm comparing them and I'm looking at it versus the book, there were some parts of it that I was like, you did that, and everybody laughed in the theater, and I'm like, to me that wasn't funny, but everybody else thought it was hilarious. So that was my 2 cents on it. So again, not that I didn't like it, it just wasn't out of the two movie book combos he's done, it was my least favorite. I'm curious to see what they end up doing with Artemis when that movie comes out. I think they finally figured out how to handle the moon gravity stuff in the movie side of things, and I guess that's going to be the next movie. That's of his 3 books, he's getting 3 that made the movies. So that's something to be said right there, and they're all pretty good. You can't go wrong. They're all decent. And again, I look forward to his next book when it comes out. So that's where I'm at. All right, we'll put you down for a pass on the trivia questions. This is K82KO on the WWKY repeater. 147 Mark 290, positive offset with a PL total of 114 Mark 8. Is there any more check-ins for the BeaconNet? Please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
Kilowatt 5 Alpha Sierra K5 ASL Charlie in Lumberton, Mississippi.
All right, last caller, can you come back with your call sign phonetically one more time, please?
Kilowatt 5 Alpha Sierra Lima, Kilowatt 5 Alpha Sierra Lima, K5 ASL Charlie in Lumberton, Mississippi.
All right, Kilo 5 Alpha Sierra Lima. Charlie, how you doing, sir? What do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
No, nothing much. Nothing's going on. I'm just watching waiting for them to do the moon pass. The moon's getting bigger all the time, especially on the graphics. Sitting here watching the YouTube channel, thinking about fixing to go look up and try some more SPA. It was pretty good earlier, and want to see if I can make some more contacts. That's about it. I just stumbled upon it. I connected to this node, and have stumbled upon this net a couple times. And I'm not even sure where y'all are located. But anyway, thanks for letting me check in. K5 ASL.
All right, well, thank you, Charlie. I'll tell you what, we are here in Doylestown, Ohio. We're about 45 minutes south of Cleveland, Ohio, south of Lake Erie. We connect to a lot of different repeaters throughout the country when that starts up. We're connected to what are my notes here. We're connected to the Fireside Network, which is kind of our biggest connection, and then we're also connected with a club in Oklahoma, and then other people do connect to us as well when we start up. This net runs every Sunday and Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We do a pre-check-in starting at 9:30. Some nodes connect at 9:30. Some nodes connect at 10. It really depends on where you're coming in from. But yeah, so we meet here twice a week, and we have the nets around this time. We have trivia questions we read at the beginning of the net every net. We have 2 of them, primary and alternate. So if you want to connect to us and listen to the whole net, we'll usually have the trivia questions going throughout the net. We're kind of wrapping things up here a little bit, so probably going to pass on that at the moment. But that's how it usually goes. So come back and join us anytime. It's usually a pretty good net. Like your number 34 on the check-ins, and that's about average for what we normally get. So yeah, come on back and have a conversation. We try to find things to talk about. Sometimes it revolves around trivia. Sometimes it revolves around something weird somebody says or something that somebody does. Or sometimes nothing at all. It's just random stuff. You never know what's going to happen on the BeaconNet. But yeah, come back anytime. We're happy to have you. Always happy to have numbers and people checking in. It's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. So thanks for doing that. All right. Is there anyone else who wants to check into the BeaconNet? Please say your call sign now. Phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
A quick recheck. Eric, K7, Nicholas, K7QE.
Go ahead, Mark.
About that, Atlas, them guys out in space. Yeah, tomorrow I guess they're going to go behind the moon. For us, it goes behind the moon. But for them, they're going to be no contact with us for I think they said for about 45 minutes. Well, it goes behind the thing. It's like having no cell phones, or like we lose everything here. They're going to be 45 minutes out there behind that moon. It's like, and I'm just thinking, how do they know that they're not dropping or going higher when they go around that moon? That they go, that they stay in line and come out the other side. That they should see the moon, or, I don't know. There's light on here. There should be light on that side of the moon. But I just was thinking, wow, it's going to be, for them guys to go out there and be, they're just 4 people out there. So I'll send it back your way, KSFQV.
W8WKY.
Well, I think we have a pretty good idea why they know what's going to happen when they leave the moon, because we know what the gravity is like on the moon. We know what the mass of the moon is. We've done a number of fancy scientific measurements, so we know the speed of the ship, and we know what's going to happen when it interacts with the moon's gravity. So when it's going to come out, that's how they know how long it's going to be on the dark side of the moon in only 45 minutes. Otherwise, we would be like, they're going to enter the dark side of the moon, and we don't know how long they're going to be there, because we don't know if they're going to crash into it. But they're not going to crash into it. They're going to fall into a lunar orbit-ish kind of thing. They're going to be affected by the moon's gravity as they move around it at the speed that they're moving. And then they're going to come out the other side, and they're going to get to see a lot of things that none of us here have seen. Like, we don't see that side of the moon. Well, the first time anyone's ever seen the dark side of the moon since, the Apollo missions, aside from maybe some probes that have been sent by some countries. So it's an exciting time to me that we're doing that as human beings. So as far as the how do they know they're not going to crash into it by accident, I think that's pretty well figured out. And done so by people way, way smarter than any of us working on this net right now. So I know enough to understand it, but not enough to actually plan it. And so I think they'll be okay, Mark. I think they'll be okay. So thanks for that. All right, we lost one. We lost Andy in the blue screen. He left. He got tired, which means that I guess we got a recheck in there. So let's go talk to our trivia masters and get the answers for Andy's sake. So, K8VZA, Eric, would you read the answer to the primary trivia question, please?
KE8QKO in the net, KE8VZA here. I also listened to Ready Player One, the audiobook, and I saw the movie, and yes, the book was much better. It probably would have made a very long movie, but a lot more detail in the book. Really cool. And looking forward to Ready Player 2. Anyway, main trivia. Art Collins was one of our greatest pioneers. He was instrumental in introducing something to the Air Force in the 1950s. What was it? Was it Alpha, the use of VHF for navigation and voice? Bravo, the practice of making QSOs legal for non-ham pilots? Or Charlie, the use of coax instead of open line in aircraft? Or Delta, the use of single sideband for HF communication? The answer was Delta, the use of single sideband for HF communication. Let me take a break for time, and I'll read you the detail. KE8VCA returning with the main trivia detail. By 1955, Art Collins' company, Collins Radio, had developed 3 key technologies enabling practical HF single sideband, namely mechanical filters for sharp selectivity and permeably tuned oscillators, PTOs, for stability and accuracy, and linear RF feedback amplifiers. Their first SSB products were the 75A-4 receiver and the KWS-1 kW transmitter. And they were introduced to the amateur market, but were very expensive and often referred to as the Gold Dust Twins. Strategic Air Command took interest, and Collins actually knew General Curtis LeMay and Major General Francis Butch Griswold, who were also both hams. And so he got his foot in the door there, and he promised them much better efficiency with their communications, radio-wise, with SSB gear. So the main advantages he successfully sold them were that it concentrates all power into one sideband for about 8 times the efficiency, narrower bandwidth, which translates to lower noise than what they were having, and more reliable long-distance communication. So advantages of SSB over AM. So the equipment was installed on aircraft. Many test flights happened to prove out the technology. It was more efficient, reliable, and better suited for their military missions. As a result, Collins Radio became the dominant supplier for the USAF SSB HF systems for more than 40 years, shaping the communications back of the Strategic Air Command and later the entire Air Force. So there you have it, Delta SSB for HF communication. KE8VZA back to that control.
All right. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate the trivia there. Glad I got one right. I'm thinking I might get 2 right. We'll see how it works out for me. I'll tell you what. And so, yeah, I know you said looking forward to Ready Player 2. I was tempted to just grab that one and listen to it right away, but then I had a coworker recommended Dungeon Crawler Carl. So I'm like, well, I'm going to do that one next because that was next to my sort of mental queue to listen to. And I'm not sad that I did. So if you like audiobooks, and I don't know if you like that sort of fantasy theme-ish or not, but it's essentially, think of it like Army of Darkness meets D&D kind of audiobook. There's been a number of times in the audiobook where at first I was like, I don't know if this is for me, and then when I got into it, I'm like, this is pretty good. And I've had a good number of times where I'm like listening to the audiobook and I actually just start laughing out loud, like that was freaking funny, and I have earbuds in so nobody else can know what I'm laughing about, and they're looking at me weird because I'm just like, that's freaking funny, I'm laughing. So if you like audiobooks, I do recommend it. And like I said, it's a series, so once I finish this first book, I'm going to have to get more, because especially if the same guy's reading the other audiobooks, because it sounds like Ash from Evil Dead in a Dungeons & Dragons campaign sort of thing. It's hilarious. Anyway, thanks, Eric. I appreciate it. Next, we're going to talk to KI5DAY Alan to get the answer for the ultimate trivia. Alan, take it away.
KI5DAY in the net. Yeah, rats, I missed that one. How did I miss that one? Shame on me. But anyways, Collins Aviation's still been in business. If it's the same outfit that was back in that time frame, we've had Collins Aerospace and Aviation Maintenance Services. They work on our airplane stuff too a lot. But anyways, wow, where am I? Who am I? What am I doing here? All trivia. That's right. Let's see. All trivia was as follows. The resurrection story of Jesus says that he was first seen by Mary Magdalene upon resurrection. So who did Mary Magdalene think he was when she saw him? The options were A, a guard watching over the tomb, B, a gardener, C, a disciple, or D, Barnabas Cornwallis Bean. If you said it was a gardener, then you got it right. It was a gardener that she mistook him for. Basically, according to the Gospel of John, she went to the tomb early, found it empty, and while she was weeping outside the tomb, she turned and saw Jesus. She didn't recognize him, mistook him for the gardener, and when he spoke to her, she instantly recognized who he was. So there's the answer for tonight's alternate trivia. KI5DAY, back to Nick.
All right, thank you, Alan. I got one right as well. I was thinking about it. I didn't know the answer, honestly, but I was like, well, if I was in that situation and I saw somebody who's probably really, really dirty, and gardeners I would expect to be kind of dirty, working in dirt all the time, and coming out of a tune, you're going to be covered in dirt. So I imagine that was probably part of it. Why I would think that. So that's where I went with that answer. So good trivia. I appreciate it. And all right. This is K8QKO on the WWKY repeater. 147 Mark 290 positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8, and we're going to do one more round of check-ins. If you would like to check in or recheck to the beacon net, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
November 8, November India Golf, recheck in with question or comment.
All right, go ahead, Timothy.
W8WKY.
Yeah, November 8, November India Golf. If you're into a gardening simulator, going back to that, there's one I've played. It's called Schedule 1. Schedule 1 on Steam. Very interesting, very hilarious, very, it might be considered M-rated to some people, but if you're into growing things, not only growing things, but also selling them in a simulation and laughing the whole time, that's a great one called Schedule 1. Also, I heard somebody was using a DB20G. That's what I use for GMRS, and also some 2-meter stuff. Awesome radio. I've hit repeaters from over 30, 40 miles away. That's all I have. November 8, November India Golf. Over. Back to net.
All right, thank you, sir. Maybe Lucy heard about that. I'm not sure she would like, if it's a more mature radio. I'm guessing Schedule 1 is based off of what you grow. I don't know if that's, we'll see how that works out. But it's out there. Thanks for the info. I do appreciate it. And, good to hear you. Come back, happy to come back, have you come back anytime. Appreciate it. Okay. This is K8QKO on behalf of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association. Myself, K8VCA. KI5DAY, K8SLG, W8HRF, K8YUK, K8EBC, and Larry the Rubber Chicken. I would like to thank each and every one of you for checking in with us this evening. Come and join us on the next edition of the Beacon Net, Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on the W8WKY repeater, Allstar Node 48496, and EchoLink W8WKY-R. You are welcome to join us on the Barometer Net, also on the W8WKY repeater, every morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, except for Sundays. Don't forget to check out our friends on the Boredom Breaker Net, every day at noon Central Time on Allstar Node 49562 and EchoLink N5XQK-R. You've been listening to Beacon Net. This is K8QKO. Return the repeater to normal and customary amateur radio use at this time, 73 all.
Nick, K88LYJ. Just got a quick comment talking about the ships orbiting the moon and going around the backside. Have you ever thought about what it was like to be the command module pilot? While the other two guys were on the surface of the moon, you were alone in that capsule. Go around to the backside of the moon 250,000 miles from home, completely cut off from all contact with everything and everybody. That's got to be a lonely feeling. So this is K88LYJ.
Yeah, I've thought about that before, actually. Not about the loneliness, but about, like, okay, you're an astronaut, they're astronauts, you guys have the same training, and those guys are getting all the attention because they go down to the moon, and you're sitting there making sure they have a safe place to come back up to, but you don't have anywhere near that level of appreciation from the world. It's one of those, you know, if you're an engineer and you work for NASA, you're not in the limelight, but you're important. You support getting the astronauts to the moon. They're the rock stars. You're the the roadies, but the show wouldn't go on without you. But if you're the command module pilot, you're like a rock star don't have the same level of appreciation from the people watching the show. You're like, you know, maybe the sound engineer or something. You couldn't have the show without you. It's an amazing show with you, and it wouldn't be anywhere near it without you. But that would kind of suck, I think, a little bit. That's my thought. That's been my thought on it anyway. So that's where my mind's gone with it. But yeah, I totally have thought about that before. All right, back to you, Bob. KEQKO.
Yeah, Jethro Tull wrote a song about that, about Michael Collins, the Apollo 11 CM pilot. And ever since I heard that song and, you know, listened to the lyrics, I got to thinking, it's like, wow, you know, goes around the back side of the moon, the dark side. All radio contact with Earth is cut off. The two other guys are on the surface, and you are completely alone, cut off from everything, out in, you know, in the middle of deep space. Man, that's got to be creepy. That's got to be a creepy feeling. KA8LYJ.
Yeah, see, I actually think I would like that a little bit. I don't know if I want to be alone like forever, but having that brief period of time where you are the only person, there's nobody else that you can talk to or have a communication with for some period of time, I find that actually kind of appealing. That's just me, but I'm also tend to be a bit of an introvert, so that's probably why. Yeah, I would enjoy that. Like, I'm on this side. There's nobody else around. I can't talk to anybody. I'm like, if I just somehow stopped moving right now, I would be completely and utterly alone. And I'd be okay with that. Anyway, thank you, sir. I appreciate that insight, and I understand it. So anyway, thanks, Bob. I'm going to be clear. This is KE8QKO.
73 Nick, KA8LYJ. Have a great night.
This is KE2FGG, Kilo Echo 2, Foxtrot Tango Golf with a little moon trivia. I found it very interesting to learn that it took less time from Robert Goddard's first rocket in the 1920s to Neil Armstrong's moonwalk. That was less time than it took for us to return to the moon now. So that's kind of extraordinary if you think about it.